When I first moved into my new apartment on the 15th floor, I relished the idea of leaving behind the mundane noise of scraping branches against my window. But almost immediately, I was disturbed by a familiar tapping sound. It was subtle, barely audible at first, but as the nights wore on, it grew louder, almost insistent. I told myself it was just the building settling or perhaps a bird confused by the reflections. As unnerving as it was, I tried to ignore it, finding solace in the knowledge that no tree could possibly reach this high. One evening, as I sat immersed in a late-night horror movie, the tapping returned with a rhythm that seemed to mimic the tense soundtrack. A chill ran down my spine. I paused the movie and approached the window, expecting to see nothing but the sprawling cityscape. Instead, I found a small, childlike handprint smeared across the glass. My heart raced as I tried to rationalize the impossible. The logical side of my brain insisted it was a prank, but deep down, I felt a rising terror that something was terribly wrong. Determined to uncover the truth, I set up a camera facing the window, hoping to catch the culprit in the act. The following morning, I reviewed the footage with trembling hands. My blood turned to ice as I watched a shadowy figure emerge from the darkness, its form undefined and shifting. It hovered just outside the glass, its long fingers tapping in a steady, unnerving cadence. But the most horrifying part was when it turned towards the camera, revealing hollow, endless voids where I should be. I slammed my laptop shut, my mind racing with disbelief and fear. I knew I needed help, but who would believe me? Trapped in my own fear, I decided to watch the footage again, hoping I'd simply imagined it. As the video played, the figure seemed to become aware of my presence, its tapping growing more frantic. Then, in a final act of horror, it pressed a note against the window, written in what looked like red ink. "Let me in," it read. As I recoiled in terror, the tapping stopped, replaced by the sound of shattering glass. The last thing I remember is the cold rush of air and an inhuman whisper that promised, "You've let me in."